Mate, Benny, you look like you've been smoking weed all day.
Oh, no. It is a bit smoky.
No, look, we're here battling the elements. It's been absolutely pissing down with rain. There is smoke everywhere, but it is an absolute pleasure to have you here in my tropical kitchen, here in my front yard, backyard, cooking over the wood-fired oven. I can't wait to see what you've got in store for us. I've been a massive fan of your cooking for so long. Yeah, it's going to be a treat. Let's rip into it, bud.
All right, so for the dish we're going to make today, we're going to use some Skull Island prawns.
Yep.
We're going to put them over the barbecue if it stays alight from the rain, or in the oven. We'll see how we go.
Yep.
And then we're going to make a dressing using the brains of the prawn, a little bit of coconut and some mushrooms, then a lot of fresh aromats and a little bit of pomelo as well.
Oh, fantastic. And what is it about the Skull Island prawns? I'm seeing them across menus, you know, in a lot of the state, really.
I like the size of them, like the way they cook as well, being the size that they are. I find they're pretty good to work with, and I guess the sustainability thing as well is a good thing. They're, you know, one of the best wild caught prawns you can get. You know, they've got a lot of like implements on their boats to stop bycatch and things like that. So,
fucking cool name too.
Yeah, it is a cool name. Yeah, and I bet you a lot of people buy it for the name.
Yeah. Awesome, righto, so let's get into it, bud.
All right, cool. So first we want to get a few of the prawns over there. So we'll probably use 3 of these guys, I reckon, for this dish.
Gee, they are fantastic. Look at the size of those things.
Look at them. So they're pretty decent. They're a big prawn.
Is that a tiger prawn?
It is a tiger prawn.
I think the tiger prawn, I've gotten a few arguments online about this. I think the tiger prawn is the greatest of all the prawns in Australia.
I think so.
The most crunch, the most, the best texture, and certainly the sweetest of all of them, I reckon.
What is the, who's telling you what's another prawn that people are saying is better?
Oh, you know, the New South Wales, they like their king prawns and their yamba prawns and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they do. All right, cool. So for these guys, we're just going to remove the head first.
Yep.
So we're just going to get all the heads off these guys first, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So
it's fantastic to see you using the whole product as well, you know.
It is. Like, why not use it? Look at that. It's all flavour.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so now what we're going to do is, so this is going to be part of the sauce. So we're just going to get this guy out. So,
oh, the goods.
All the goods. Here comes the rain and the smoke. Some of them are smarter than others and have bigger brains. So that's cool. So we got that. So we're going to keep that for our sauce.
Yep.
And then we're just going to peel these guys. We'll leave the tail on for a little bit of crunch in the salad we're going to make.
Yes.
So I normally, when I peel my prawns, I kind of start in the middle, and I'm just simply just going around like this.
Yeah, awesome.
And we'll just leave that guy on from about there. And then all I'm doing is, for this guy, I just go around with my knife like that.
Yep.
And then...
That's cool. I've never seen it bent around in a circle like that.
Yeah, just kind of move it along the knife. All right.
Get rid of that.
So we just want that. Like, we're going to get rid of all of it, but you could probably leave like the intestine-looking thing in there, but we'll just get rid of most things because that's the sandy bit that we don't want. We're going to put everything kind of in there and then put it in the oven.
Okay.
Rather than warming up the oil and putting it in there, we'll just put the oil in there. We'll chop all the bits we want to flavour the oil.
Yep, so we had some oil here. How much do you need, buddy? More than that, or?
No, that should be enough.
Yep.
So we'll tip a bit of oil in the pan. Got a few bits in there.
What have you collected? Some ash? That'll be right.
A bit of ash, that's all right. Cool. And then what we're going to put in the oil, we're going to put some lime leaf, a little bit of ginger, and some galangal.
Spikes aren't too bad on the younger stuff
no,
as well.
They're not that bad. So what we're doing here, we're essentially going to flavour the oil, and then we want to cook our mushrooms in the oil. Then we're going to add our coconut cream, our prawn brains, a bit of fish, and a bit of palm sugar.
Oh, fantastic.
So we got that in there. That should be enough there.
The chef.
A bit of ginger.
Yep, there's some ginger.
And we're keeping the pieces pretty big because we'll pick the ginger and galangal out of this guy.
Yep.
So we'll put 3 bits of ginger in here. And then we just want the galangal as well. Alright, so yeah, still got all the bits. So we'll just take a little bit off here.
I might plant whatever you don't use today.
Yeah, you should. Cool. We'll just take.
I've got some turmeric growing, but I don't have any galangal on the go.
Yeah, it grows like a weed up here, doesn't it? Cool. And then with the galangal, like super young, super soft.
Oh, it is very different to ginger, though, isn't it?
It is.
The perfume. They're not that interchangeable.
No, I don't think they are. Like, to me, this smells like eucalyptus.
Yep.
That's the closest thing I can describe it. Smelling like. Cool. So then we're just going to get a few slices of this guy off as well. Cool. So what we want to do is, you could do this on the fire, but because it's a bit wet, we're going to just warm it up through the oven.
Yep.
So we're just going to whack that guy in there and hopefully get that sizzling.
Just using some portobellos or field mushrooms, or what are they? Field mushrooms?
Field mushrooms, larger fields. So I reckon 2 will be plenty for what we're going to do.
Fantastic.
Chop these guys up. Oh, a bit of smoke there. Good. Cool.
Just another flurry for the eyes. Is there any other mushrooms you could use in this dish,
yeah,
or just specifically like this larger?
I do like the larger mushroom, but I've done it with oysters before. They're
Yep.
quite good. They really soak up the oil. So again, that's, yeah.
The eyes, mate.
I know, my eyes, they go red really easy. So this is just making it worse. All right, cool. So we're just going to let them chill for a sec while we're waiting for that pan to heat up, because we want to make sure that the galangal, everything's flavouring the oil.
Yes.
And while we got that going on, we're just going to chop all our bits and get our salad ready. So we
Fantastic.
want mint.
Some mint.
Some mint.
Fantastic.
We'll use a bit of coriander too.
Just regular coriander?
Yeah, regular's fine for this guy. And we'll have a bit of chilli.
Yeah, these guys. What's a little
probably
bit?
the long guy.
Long guy?
Long guy.
Where's the fire? Fire and brimstone.
Long. And then, what else do we want? Some shallot. Just one of those guys. Cool. So this is going to be pretty much what we're going to be putting in our salad. We will put a bit of pomelo as well. And I've brought some longans as well. Like, because we got them growing, I thought, why not? They'll work. We'll just whack them in.
Dragon's eyes or lung nan.
Cool. So what we'll do is, so we'll just start chopping these guys. So with the shallot.
Prepare your bowl for your salad.
Yeah.
Mate.
We're just going to top and tail this guy. We just need half. That'll be heaps. And we'll just peel this guy off. Finally,
starting to get a little bit of sizzle dizzle in the oven there, mate.
Is it?
Just a little.
Oh yeah, you can hear it.
Little pop and
slightly
whiz.
happening.
You like the long greens?
I don't mind them. Yeah, I think they're good. Good for salads.
Good for salads.
Good for salads.
Bit capsicum-y for me, but I mean, in your cooking, they're amazing. Maybe I just don't know how to harness their power.
I'll just kind of use whatever's we've got in the garden, so I won't be too picky.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So I'll just kind of adapt to what's going on. So we'll chop these guys. Pick a little bit of coriander.
Yeah, mate. Thank you.
And we'll rip that mint up a little bit smaller once we get to plating it up.
I think there's something extremely therapeutic about picking herbs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's funny, a lot of older chefs, sometimes gravitate away from those, what seem like simple jobs, but I find them to be extremely, like I said, therapeutic, soothing, a good time to reflect on what needs to be done for the day.
Some lime leaf as well.
Yep.
And then we'll get to the pomelo and longans. Cool.
Yeah, buddy, how many do you want?
Cool. That should be heaps. Fork.
Do you have a preference for knives, mate?
I'm always drawn to Misono.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why. But, yeah, my last 3 knives have all been Misono. Oh yeah, they're crispy now. Cool. So we'll just get back to the longans. And now we'll just get our mushrooms in here.
Like caramelisation and...
Yeah, I mainly want to get the mushrooms to absorb most of that oil that's going on there. So you can see it's all kind of nicely coated in the
it's really
oil.
sucked up that oil, hasn't it?
So we'll just put that in the oven just for a tick, and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients for the sauce. So yeah, for these longhans.
So what's the harvest like on the longan tree? How many do you get?
This was the this was the best yield we'd got. It's mainly because we got bees now. So the beehive is sitting literally under 2 longan trees.
Wow.
So we got about 10 kilos,
What?
which is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, from 2 trees.
That's pretty prolific.
Yeah.
And how do you pick them straight off the tree, or do you have to wait for them to drop?
I kind of chop like a branch off because
Yeah.
I'm a bit lazy, so I'm trimming the tree at the same time. We're just going to add the prawn brains now. Give them a...
Add the prawn brains?
Add the prawn
It's
brains.
not often you hear that in a recipe, is it?
No.
Now we'll just add the prawn brains.
And we'll just fry that in a little bit of the heat that we got. We'll mix that through the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Then have you got some coconut cream there?
Yeah, I've got some cara, mate.
Yep, that'll do it.
Do you just want me to take the tip off that?
Yeah, maybe just take the tip off that guy.
Ah, there you go, buddy. I just don't want it to go everywhere.
Yeah. Cool. So we're just going to add a bit of this guy in there. Not heaps, that should be plenty.
You prefer the cara brand?
Yeah, I do. And again, like I don't mind some of the other brands, but
Yeah.
it's, again, I've mainly used Cara, so it's like the most familiar to me as well with all the recipes and things.
How's the smell of that? It's beautiful.
So we'll just let that warm up a little bit more in there. We'll just keep an eye on that because it won't need much, and then we'll add some palm sugar and fish sauce to it. So the next guy we've got is the pomelo. So that's
back in there for you.
the last thing we have for our salad.
How good are pomelos? Huh?
Oh, they're great. So how I normally clean them, I'll take off both ends, and then I'll generally go around like that.
Do you prefer the pink ones or the white ones?
I prefer the pink.
Yeah, I like the pink ones too. They're really sweet. Sweet and bitter.
So I won't peel all that guy because we don't need to. That's normally just helps me get off the skin.
Yep. Mate, the rain stopped.
I know. See how long we've got. And we'll just go down there. We'll just take a chunk off here.
Yep.
And that will be enough for us. It should be. Here we've got a couple of layers, and we can just kind of push our thumbs under here, and it should just pop off.
Nice big chunks.
And then we'll just do a little slice here. And we should be able to just go under here too.
Yeah, beautiful.
Add that guy in there. And let's have a look at now what's going on here. Yeah, it's cooking. Might give you that.
Yes, chef.
Cool, and then we want to add a little bit of palm sugar.
Yeah, there's some palm here. Some of it's been lightly hydrated by the rain.
Oh, yep, good. So yeah, what we'll do is I'm just going to shave a little bit off. And we'll just add that guy in there. Maybe a tiny bit more. Cool. A little bit of fish sauce as well.
Yep. There's the fish, mate.
And I think what we'll be able to do, because we're using the oven, we'll add a little bit of fish, and we can probably just sit this at the front just to let the palm sugar melt a little bit. Front of the oven, I mean.
Yep.
Cool. We're kind of wanting equal salty sweet, and we also want to taste that kind of brain funk from the prawn a little bit.
Oh, I love the idea of a bit of a brain funk. Mm.
So we'll just let this guy just chill at the front, I reckon, and that should be
Just
pretty
enough
good.
to warm it through.
And we'll see. What do you reckon about this guy?
Well, right in the middle, where the fire's persisting regardless of our tropical rain,
Yeah.
I think it's still hot enough to barbecue, but it's, yeah, certainly got a break in the weather. You want to give it a crack?
Yeah, I reckon we will.
A little bit of oil again if you need it.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got the prawns in here, so we'll just put a little bit of oil on them before we whack them on the barbecue. We might even just put a touch of salt on them as well.
There's some salt, bro.
Yeah.
Throw a prawn on the barbie.
Throw a bit of prawn on the barbie. Had to when we're in Queensland.
So do you think you'll stay in Queensland?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm too used to it now.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up, born in Sydney originally, and then grew up far south, or south coast New South Wales. You know, like Bateman's Bay, Ulladulla. Yeah, just before Eden and that kind of area.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. All right, so let's give this a crack. That seems to be the hottest. Well, that was a good hit in my eyes.
Yeah,
then.
you got a really good smoke out. Well, they're caramelising.
Yeah. So we're going to use that little guy there, that little plate there.
This one?
Yep. And we're going to.
Seems like a little plate for so many beautiful prawns and mushrooms, bud. But
It might be. We'll see. We might. Let's grab.
so what are you looking for with those? I've noticed you've got them standing up with their tails away. Is that just to cook that?
Just to cook that back bit, because they are that larger prawn. Like again, I don't mind if they're a little bit under.
Yep.
But they look nice and caramelised. You can see they're not. The rain hasn't really destroyed them too much. So what we're going to do now, that mint that I was talking about earlier, we can actually rip that up now. I just don't rip it too early because it can go a bit bruisey.
The thing too of tearing herbs at the last minute, I know it sounds hopelessly poetic. The perfume is just, it's incredible. It's unmatched.
It's so much better. And we'll just give that a little bit of a mix beforehand, so when we chuck the dressing on there, it doesn't all clump up.
Yep.
All
Something
right.
too that the cooking the prawns over a wood-fired barbecue like that. The smell is just and that ingenious thing of the dripping juices making it flare up and smoke. I mean, mind you, it's ruining our eyes.
Yeah.
But that smoke perfumes the meat of the flesh, and
It does. Makes it tasty as. All right. Cool. So then we've got our mushrooms, and then we've got our bits of galangal, bits of ginger. Lime leaf is pretty much shriveled up that we had in there, so that's fine. We'll just leave that guy. But we'll just try avoid most of that. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of lime in there. So we'll just squeeze a bit.
Do you cook with finger limes at all?
I do a little bit. We got a dish on at Jungle Fowl that we do at the moment. We have a relish that we garnish with a bit of finger lime, which good nice little native little lime bite.
Oh, I just love the things. I've probably overused them, but I couldn't believe it. I was in a trip to New Zealand last week, and they're getting charged $185 a kilo
Jesus.
for finger limes. I'm like, geez, the way I use them, I'd be out of business.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going straight on top.
They're going straight in as part of the actual dish. We might actually have to use a bigger plate. And we're just kind of cutting it into a couple of bits there. We're giving it all a little bit of a mix.
Gee, that looks amazing.
Get back on there. What we could actually do, we could chop a little bit of lime leaf just to put on top, because why not? Cool. Cool. And then we'll just sprinkle this guy just around it like that. Cool.
Look at that.
And there we go. We've got the Skull Island tiger prawns and mushroom salad with pomelo and longans, which we didn't plan, but we had on the tree.
How good's that? Isn't that cooking?
That's good.
That's what my mum always said. Go to the garden first, see what's in season, see what you've got, then hit the cookbooks or, hit the memory bank rather than heading in the other direction.
That's it. Use what's around.
But that looks so fantastic. And the way the dressing is bound to the ingredients looks, just looks so glossy and shiny.
Yep.
Can't wait to rip into it, mate.
Yeah, go for it.